It is Thursday morning, and today we have done like a backwards day. Yeah, I did order a tripod with express shipping from Amazon, but it won't be here until at the earliest tomorrow. That's express in Sweden, just so you know. I have been into town to pick up a few things, and because I saw this hack of how to clean your boiling kettle with vinegar, and you're supposed to mix water, vinegar, and then let it boil and then let it set to get off the lime scale. So I've done that, and then the delivery woman came here and we talked for a bit, and then I came back in and it smells horrid. So now I just need to let it stand for a bit, but I just like, okay, I need to sit in the studio for a bit because the smell of vinegar is awful. So this is what I started with. Smelled horrendous. It did get a lot of stuff off, but not all of it. So now I'm doing it again, but with this. Oh. So I'm going to let it stand for a bit. And then here we have my packaging stuff. So my thinking is I would probably have it like this, maybe. You will have to excuse the shakiness because, like I said, no tripod yet. So if I have this, I think that would have to come up a bit. But this, I think I could just do that. Like so. And a while ago I just got this label punch, and I punched out and then I just stapled. So I have Agatha, Almoge, Disa, Jane, all of those. So it's easy to, depending on what stuff you order. And then here I have a whole bunch of ready-made cards. So I suppose I could just put all of those in this back section. This one, however, I would like you to have it there, but maybe it's fine. There's a little bit lower. These two, I always go looking for these. So, ta-da! What I need to package. I could actually put this one for my Swedish peeps. I write their addresses by hand on this labels. And then I have stamps, and then I have this one that is partly ready-made Swedish envelopes. So yeah, I think that is really nice, and it will look a lot better sitting up here instead of these. Oh, it looks really cute. I'm not too sure about this, but I just really like having it all in one place. So when I go to package, I can just do that. And yes, my trash bag is currently up here because I have been sweeping. Yep. Okay, let's see how it goes with the kettle here. Still smells like vinegar. I mean, it's better if I do it again. Oh, I don't think I can open it. I can actually get all of it off. Okay, so hey, you do run up a film. This is the place I want to tackle today. Yeah, very good. So it's not very organized. I feel like I can use this space better. Maybe I should start by saying, like, okay, so I have a video doing this, like where I have my markers. I never touch these stuff. This one needs to be recycled. It's one of Albert's, it's his first trimmer that doesn't work anymore. My studio palette, I have paper. Now these, the only one that, like, these actually hold pencils. But in here I have watercolors. Underneath here I have these two. So in here I have one with soft pastels, and this one I have harder pastels. And I really like these drawers, by the way, because when you use them, you can just pull out a whole one and have on your desk, and then when you're done, you can just pull them back. So if you're looking for good storage for pastels, highly recommend those. Anyway, yeah, I have quite a lot of magazines. I have all of these folders are for different projects. So all the artworks I've done for like Agatha's Apothecary is in here, or all of the originals. So when I've done stickers or something, they end up in a folder of some kind, so I can easily go back to it. But I also have like coloring books that I've bought, pencils, sketchbooks, coloring, more sketchbooks. So yeah, I'm just going to see what I can take out that I no longer use. And yeah, I think I will have to be kind of ruthless. I also don't know why I have a Bristol pad on my desk easel, but yeah. Okay, so I have discarded a few coloring books that I either haven't started or I don't think I will actually use. So the ones I haven't really done anything in, I will just pass on. Now, I have a lot of magazines. Well, I think I have a lot of magazines, especially like history magazines. I love history magazines. For this one, like, this is a little bit thicker. It's about women in history, so that's one I have used quite a lot. For these ones, okay, for these ones, there's certain articles I really enjoy, and I do quite a lot of North Viking stuff, and that's why I have saved so many of them. So my thinking is I might actually just pull out the articles I find interesting, because I do have access to them online. I just prefer having them in paper, and then putting them into one of my one of these or something, and have like a Viking archive, or like a different time, like a Russia archive, that kind of stuff, so I don't need to save like all of it. I think I will actually do that, because yeah. And then I'm thinking about my pencils. So you can see here I have 4 cases, and I do really like, especially having my polychromos in like this. I just really enjoy. I know exactly where each color are, sort of. I couldn't say that with a straight face, I'm sorry. I know roughly where each of the colors are, and especially when they are very short, I kind of like having them in here, so I can find them easily. But I'm thinking like this whole thing is for watercolor pencils. Hardly ever used, and the ones I use are typically the graphitin. So is it worth having this amount of storage if I could scale it down a bit? I also have this huge one for Prismacolors that I don't use Prismacolors that much, so maybe I should look into having a different type of storage for my pencils that take up less room, because I mean that is like 40 centimeters. That would, like 40 centimeters on this shelf is like there. That would just be pencils. And I'm not sure if because this is the amount of space I have, you know. Otherwise, they will just lay on the floor or on my desk, and I don't want to have everything on my desk. So okay, so I have two sketchbooks that I thought I was going to. I don't use them. I don't reach for them. I don't like the paper. You know, whatever. So I thought I'm just going to take out the pages that I like from the previous one. Here are a few pages that, you know, are just a little bit sentimental, or that are ideas that I want to save. And for example, here you can see this sketch or this painting from the other one turned into a sticker that I have here. So yeah. But I just started and I was like, oh, I think I need to show this, because on this page right here I had been doing some doodling of Albert, but you can see I've been writing here, and this was I draw these from photos of little baby Albert. He was about a year, 8th of November. And it says here that only an hour after I did these images, Albert got hit by a car in front of the house. He had jumped over the fence and was on his way back when he got hit. My dad drove us to the animal hospital in Sweden. We are called them Blue Stars. So to the Blue Star in Gothenburg, where he is now, where they have admitted him. X-ray shows no fracture or fluid in abdomen, but the next day I found out they did an MRI instead of an X-ray, and he did have a fracture. And he later had surgery and a lot of rehabilitation. Now, about a year and a half later, he is perfectly fine. But this, like, yeah, so saving that. And also on the other side, I had been doing some Albert, drawing it. I really like this simplified, very angular one, and this is his favorite stuffed animal, so I'm saving this one. You know, gosh, that was awful, absolutely awful. Also, these images I really like, so I'm going to, and you could see that in the other sketchbook I had where I started working on it. But yeah, here is also a list I made a Christmas present for my parents, where I drew a portrait of all of our animals that we have had. What is that noise? Is that okay? So here's a list of all the animals that we have had. Not all of the cows, but you know. And here I just made some prototypes for that project. Have some bearded men. This is for Lost and Found. I think I want to save this one. Here is the sketch for the postcard I have in the shop. I really like this one. I think I want to make a bigger painting. for this one, because I still think about this one, and I did it in January last year, and I still think about this, so I'm going to save that sketch. Trying some markers. This is a spread I did for a video where I did some dinosaur. I really like this one actually, but I'm not sure how. Actually, it is a middle spread, so I could just. Oh, I have to save this one. This is when, I don't know if there's a date on it, but this is when I could actually take Albert out for very, very short walks after the surgery. Well, walks, it was more like he could stand, but I had to have a lead because he got it into his head that he could run on his own, which he couldn't. Also, last year in February, these were the washi tape I had designed. I had just gotten them. I mean, like this, I think these look really nice, but I don't think I can, like, they were fun to make, but I don't see any stuff that I want to save. Here I have started sketching the stuff for the flowers I was going to use for the Agatha Apothecary set. And I think that is it. Back here we have some stuff. This is from 2017, the original Fika with cows. Obviously saving that one. I thank you, Sketchbook, for serving me well, but I have sketchbooks that I open more frequently. So I've been working on cleaning out. Here you can see one of the stuff that is just stuff that is okay to burn. Looks a little bit better, but it is a Saturday morning and I just, you know what, I want to paint. So I've put up my cow here on the easel. I have cleared a little bit space where I could put some paint. A little space anyway. Here you can see, you can also see the midnight walk. It's Monday morning and I'm in paint making mode today. Apart from my finger that I I was going to be very good and like wash the knives and anyway. But I'm looking for my speaker. I have like a super tiny little speaker that I keep here when I want to listen to audiobooks and stuff. I can't find it and it really annoys me. And especially now when I've been trying to be so organized and cleaning and everything, and I'm afraid I've been a little bit too organized and cleaned it away somewhere. Or put it on charge somewhere because I don't know. Anyway, I can't find it, so and then I was like, okay, what paint should I make? And I was walking around, I was like, I don't know what paint to make, and I was looking at the whiteboard right here, and I was like, oh, I've written down what paint I need to make in the order I need to make them. Fancy that. I keep telling you, I feel a little bit like the old organized Julia from when I was in school, and then the scattered brain Julia who works a little bit more on feeling since the fiber diagnosis. They're coming and meeting and maybe like merging a little bit. Anyway, but I'm going to start by making algot. This is all I have left of that pigment. I'm going to order more. This I buy from, I was going to say a local shop, but it's not local, but it's in Sweden, so sort of local. So it usually just takes like a week before I get it. So I did algot not too long ago, but bubbles. So I just need to top it off. So this will be enough. And then also the paint I did that is for June. So the metallic, I made a light pink, Victor the yellow one, and then a purpley blue color. All of them had a lot of bubbles, and I'm trying to understand it. Sometimes there is nothing, perfectly fine, and that day when I made those, bubble galore. They all need a top up, and then so I hadn't counted on having to do all of these paints again, but so I'm not behind per se, but it definitely is a little bit of a management issue now to get the second pours on the July colors and starting with the August ones. That's enough rambling. Going to put up some audiobook and make some paint. This should be pretty quickly. So. So, just going to do a little bit of catching up, and we're doing it here because I just put the heating fan up max in the office because I got out here today, and it's bloody cold because it has snowed. Yes, it is last day of March. Beautiful, sunny, and then snow. So yesterday, I was waking up and I was like, I felt off. Not like I didn't feel like overly bad, but I like, you know what? I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to work from inside. I slept a lot, and I was like, it's reminiscent of this feeling I get before a weather change, looking out and there's snow. I could almost cry, but I worked a bit from the sofa and then took it very nice and quiet yesterday. So I feel a little bit proud of that. And today I'm actually feeling quite alright, I think. I do have war paint on because I was like, I needed a little bit of extra. And also, my eye is back to normal, so I don't look like I have been crying for the last 2 weeks. So I had planned on giving him a body trim today, but it feels kind of mean doing that to him when it's snowy outside. Right now I'm just procrastinating. I'm sorry. I really should do some computer work. Yep, okay, so I changed my mind. I went in, I put on my trusty tens, and I'm going to make some paint instead. Also, I don't know if you can see, maybe if I put you up against here, there is snowing again. No? Okay. Anyway, it's sunshine and it's snowing again. So lovely, lovely. Anyway. Yeah. What paint? Oh, should have looked at what paint. No, I don't need, because I know, because I have a list. Oh, it is still a little bit cold, but I will soon be warm when I start making paint. You know what? If I just make a tiny batch of Sofia, I could have them out real quickly because they just are a little bit cracked. Okay, I have my computer so we can see the recipe because I still have not updated my recipe binder and the pistol is not here. Okay, so I've had lunch. I mean, it's 3:20, but still just feeling really sluggish. And I usually don't have to actually like push myself to get out. Yet I have pushed myself and I am out here. Yeah, I don't know. I have checked on the paint, looks fine, no bubbles so far, but I think it will crack because it is very dry. I have quite a lot of computer work to do before the shop update on Friday. It is currently mid-Wednesday. Listings and newsletter, and this is not my boobs, that is actually just the tabs. I actually bought myself one because this one is borrowed from my primary care physician office, and you can borrow it for a certain amount of time, and I just like I can't live without it. So I have bought myself a similar like a words I have bought the same model, but I got it yesterday, so it is charging. So anyway, it's my lipstick. Yeah. I'm going to put on some music to make me, you know, and then I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, so it is 4:30, but the newsletter is done. I still have a lot of other things to do, but let's go shopping. There's a few things I need to buy, like these stuff. There are a few brushes that I want to try out. Well, I have a few of them and I just want more. I also need magnets like these, some paper for painting, and then also paint and acrylic paint, which feels a little bit odd, but I have been painting more and been using up a lot of paint, which you know, when you have like a big tube, in my world is a big tube, and you're like, oh, I've used it up, and then you have like a 15 milliliter watercolor tube and can't use it up in a lifetime, you know. Well, I have used up quite a few watercolor tubes, but you know, still, like, feels really odd. But what I really need to order is the magnets. And you say, Julia, why do you need to order them? Well, I have been they're so strong. I have been keeping something from you. I'm just going to show you, okay? Let's come here. Oops, sorry. So here, on this tray right here, you see, it's not like the others. This one is special. Well, it's actually a whiteboard. On this one, I have, each time I have made paint lately, that's my Pomodoro, I have made a few with magnets in it. So for example, I had some left over after I made the dots with Sofia. And I don't know if you can tell, but there is a magnet in there. And you're like, well, Julia, how do we know? We can't see it. Well, if I put it over there, maybe? So I have these, you know, that I've been selling. The tins and with magnets, or the vintage palettes that I use with here, and then magnets. But now I'm making a batch. I'm trying to make a handful of them for each color that also has a magnet. Here you can see that has a magnet in it. And that way, because something that I get really annoyed with when you have magnets, like these that you have on, let's see if I can show you doing it like this. You can see here that this one, of course, is higher, and that means they won't fit into those standard palettes that has like that sort of hook grip. But now, because they have magnets, they can fit in one of those, but they can also fit into any metallic, you know, where magnets would fit. And it's just like super, super nice. So I just took one of my whiteboards and used that so that the magnets fit right, that they go all the way to the bottom, and then it's just easier to know that these are magnetic. Now, for the Agnes one, it's a little bit trickier because the black one is black iron oxide, which is magnetic, which makes them a little bit more interesting to work with when it comes to this. So yeah, and I don't know if you can tell, but they don't lay completely flat because the magnet attracts the black iron oxide. Again, so fascinating. So yeah, it will take some time before these will be out in the shop, because obviously these are just the first pour. But my plan is that soon, or by next year anyway, yeah, next year, I will have, like, so that you can get pretty much like all the colors with or without magnets if you want to. And then if you use it up, then you just pull out the magnet and you put it into an empty half pan and pour some tube paint over it. So that is why I need to get more. Now, I ordered these from Amazon just because I wanted to test it, and I was like, yes, I like the idea, it works great. So I ordered, I don't know, a few hundred something from China. Turns out they were delivered very quickly. I mean, a few weeks, but they were like 1 by 1 millimeter. Yeah, they don't hold anything except like paper, even if they are super strong like in relation to their size. So I need to order more in the a little bit bigger size. These are 2 by 5 millimeter, not liters. So that is what I'm going to order. And yeah, that was a long way of saying I need to order magnets. I'm going to order those, and then it's actually my sister's 26th birthday today, and after work she is going to come here and we're going to have a little celebration. Well, she's not turning today, but we are celebrating her today. But she is not coming until after, I think my brother is bringing her home, because she does not have a car in the city. So I don't know, later. So I'm going to work a little bit later than usual. Typically I try to finish up at around 4, 4:30, but I'm thinking I'm going to stay for a few more hours because I was not here. Tuesday and Monday I was pretty much just making paint. So yeah, but I have my playlist, and I'm actually using YouTube's music streaming service, because I'm like, why should I pay for Spotify if YouTube Music, you know? I'm not really sure. I have used it quite a bit, but I'm not really sure if I like Spotify more. Anyway, it is where it is. Yeah. Rambling, sorry. Working on it, probably. They're closing up shop today. They're closing up. So the best thing about this is that button right there. Anyway, but it is almost 6. So what I'm going to do, I have my computer, my phone, the bag of stuff. I'm actually just going to sit in the studio and do nothing for a bit. Sounds pretty good to me. Water. Don't forget your water. Nope. Let's move in here. You could actually continue on this piece for a bit.